Welcome to Headbangers Bass. Let's find out what gear Steve Harris from Iron Maiden is using. First, let's take a look at his bass guitars. His main and favorite bass is a Fender Precision Bass 70s from 1971. It was white, then painted black, then blue sparkle, is now white again with West Ham United football crest. Fender Custom Shop made several copies Steve uses as backup, or sometimes in the studio, because they sound a bit different due to density variation of the woods. Steve main bass is the heaviest. Let's dive into more details. The woods. According to Michael Kenny, former Steve's bass tech, his main bass has a big leaf maple body, which is quite unusual for Fender. Alder and ash are mostly used, and in comparison, maple has more brilliance, highs, attack, and sustain. Neck and fretboard are also maple. The pickups, Seymour Duncan, SPB1 Custom. Developed by Seymour Duncan to adapt an SPB1 to Steve's tastes and needs. It has low-mid boost that adds punch and body while maintaining a crisp and clear high-end attack. An equivalent is now marketed as Seymour Duncan Steve Harris, SPB4, and also available from Seymour Duncan Custom Shop. Other characteristics are Badass 2 bridge, graphite nut, mirror pickguard, action set as low as it can go. Harder to set because the truss rod is rusted into position. Sealed Bourne's pots to avoid sweat issues. Tone control isn't wired anymore. It's full-on Rotosound's signature series SH77 strings. Gauges are 50, 75, 95, and 110. He prefers flat wounds for the feel and to reduce string finger noise. He also uses a Fender Kingman acoustic bass. Now let's talk about his amplification rack. His bass guitar goes into Shure Axient digital wireless transmitters, 2 Shure Axient AD4D 2-channel digital wireless receiver, Mike Hill Services switching custom system, Peter Cornish routing switching custom system, Electron custom preamp. Made in the 80s by Alex Alexandru from Cyprus. It's basically a copy from the preamp section of a high-watt solid-state 200 watts amp. Probably a high-watt NCA 108. It has a 5 bands graphic EQ. DBX 160 stereo compressor limiter. His unit is one of the original 70s VCA solid-state ones, not 160X, 160XT, 160A models. Aphex Aural Exciter. Steve has new strings every show, but when it's hot and sweaty, the strings begin to lose brightness before the end of the gig. Aphex Aural Exciter is used to generate harmonics to compensate. Tech 21 Sansamp SH1 Steve Harris. It's an analog emulation of Steve's other gear, basically Electron preamp and his cabs. Used in 2 ways. As a preamp plus DI box, used by front-of-house and monitor engineers. To 2 Gallion-Kruger MB800 backup amps. When touring with British Lion, Steve doesn't travel with his rack. He uses the Sansamp SH1 plugged into whatever amp is available in the venue to get a similar tone as his full rig. 2C Audio SR7007 power amps. They are 850 watts per side under 4 ohm. Custom 412 Marshall cabs. The plywood is denser as usual and support pieces are heavier. Top cabs are loaded with 300 watts EVM 12L Black Label Zakk Wylde signature speakers. Bottom cabs are loaded with classic 200 watts EVM 12L speakers. Finally, he uses 3 tuners: Korg WT12, OT120, and DTR 2000.